comes our other one, Major McDonald.
Our other one.
Our third Corian is not available to come today, so you'll just have to do with the two of us. I know, but it'll be okay. So I want to welcome you all here and tell you a little bit about Nevada County Online. We have over 360 some members. I can't even remember how many now. And we're here to learn everything we can about how to make our businesses happen online. And it's a great group. We bring in really wonderful speakers. I'll be introducing Doug. And really wonderful topics, you know, so that you can help yourself in your business. So I know a lot of people might be new, so I'd like to have you just raise your hands. Look at that. And then shout out how you heard about us. Paper?
Paper. Online.
Online.
Online. Okay, so we have to thank the union. So you all have to go home and call the unions. Because that's really important. It's a vehicle for everybody to learn more about what we do. Because we're a volunteer organization, so we volunteer our time. Jeannie's one of our volunteers. There's several of them in the room. And if you would love to volunteer with Machen and Corey and I, we would love to have you. Really and truly, just step up and talk to us. We are very happy to have people sponsor our event, and Machen will tell you a little bit about our sponsor, and then we'll go deeper into it after the event.
Yeah, so each month, these things don't just pay for themselves, so we reach out to local business owners to sponsor the program. And what they do is they provide some funding, and in exchange for that funding, we give the sponsor an opportunity to talk about their business. Towards the end of the meeting, they bring a raffle or some kind of a prize to auction off, and everybody gets to participate in that. And then they get a posting up on the Meetup website, as well as the Meetup site, two different, excuse me, I should say the NCO site.
We have,
and then the NCO Meetup site. So there's two opportunities to get your business out on the web in order to do that. And today is Suzette. There's Suzette.
Suzette's right there.
Suzette with DC Solar Electric is our sponsor, and she's going to come up later and tell you a little bit about her company and about the raffle that she's going to give off. So I won't steal her thunder. We'll hear from her a little bit later.
So one thing we like to share at the beginning of our meetings is if anybody's had a win via any kind of marketing on the internet, whether it's social media or your email marketing or your website, we love to hear what you're doing that's made things better for you. So anybody willing to raise their hand and tell us something? Yes, Robert.
We put I'm with SCORE, and we put a sounding board together. What a sounding board is business people like yourselves meet like a round table, and they express, concerns, problems, and then others in the same group come up with a remedy. Why don't you try this? This worked for me. I had the same problem. And it's all about peers. It's all about business people. All we do is facilitate it by sending out an email and inviting people. So anyone who's interested, just come see me, and we'll get you on the list.
And are you doing that through social media or through an email list only?
Just email.
Uh-huh. And what, have you had results? Have you started it?
Yeah, we've had two. The first time there was 15. The second time there was 8. But a lot of people called and said, unfortunately, they couldn't make it, but they keep them posted. So it's all very good, and we had some good interchange.
Yeah, it's great to have
one of my witnesses I can see in the room, so I hope I said the right thing.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who else has had some good success online? Oh, come on, most of you have.
Can I go?
Yeah. Of course you can.
It's a success, but it's also just to remind you guys about some of the basics in social media and online marketing. I do workshops from time to time, and although I'd love for people to come rushing up front and sign up for my business and my services as I do those workshops, that doesn't always happen. So we have a system where we drip mail, different emails that go out the day after, a week after, 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after. And I can't tell you how powerful it is, like on that second or third, maybe even fourth email, that the phone rings or there's a response of, you know what, I really need to do this, when can we get together? And if I didn't have that system in place, I'd probably be starving at the barbecue, so.
I'll feed you.
Will you? Oh, thanks. Well, there you go, I don't need to send out emails anymore. But yeah, it's so powerful and it's so easy, so don't discount the power of emails.
And I have one too. Thanks to Evelyn, I was invited to a telesummit several months ago, the Happiness Telesummit. And then I was also invited to another one about how to do your work. And what I do is I work in the intuitive way. I'm the intuitive mentor, and I let people know how to be intuitive or how to remember how to be intuitive, because we all are. And it's so fun to do these on totally different coasts. This is New York. And it's not my group, it's marriage family therapists, and it's really fun to be involved in something that you don't know where it's going to go, because it's just out there in the world. So, and because I'm intuitive, I said yes. I was offered another one, and I was intuitive and said no. So you have to know where your edges lie, and because anybody can get a hold of you at any time, which is wonderful. Did we, oh yes, Jeannie.
I'm going to change the subject.
Okay.
I thought it would be good, since we have so many new people, to mention that on the NCO website, there is a page that has member resources. So if you're in need of someone to help you with a copy for your website or social media, graphic design, there's a nice long list there. So do use the resource page on our website.
Yeah, so our websites are NevadaCountyOnline.com and meetup.NevadaCounty or Nevada County Online. So two different things. And we have a Facebook page, so we'd like to get you all engaged in that as best you can. Yes?
I participated in an 8-week blogging group where there were 10 of us, and we all committed to blogging every week by a certain day and posting on each other's blogs. So it created a sense of accountability to get the word out there, but then also lots of activity on our websites. And it seemed to grow other comments from outside, like people saw people commenting, and so they were participating in it. And I thought it might be kind of a neat thing for people in the group if they wanted to post one of their posts within somehow, where if you post, then you can commit yourself to going through the other posts from that week and commenting on each other's, just to kind of get more.
What was the name of the group? Was it through
It
Facebook?
was a group from a woman who was up in Canada, and it was women from all around the country, and she just called it a little, she called it a secret blogging society. And it was just this little Facebook group, and it was fantastic, and we were able to build great relationships. It was just something that was positive for each other.
Yes.
I have a success story with Facebook. My name is Nico Wu of Stonehouse. We are a bar, restaurant, and event venue. So we attract a lot of variety of audience. And I find for young people with late night DJ dance party, they love Facebook. And when I create event, it's like viral. They will share with their friends. So that's really powerful for me, because I have almost very limited budget for marketing. And the second is the email. I agree with mention about the drip system. I send out constant contact newsletter, and that keep me fresh in people's mind. And now we get into more live music. So the Union newspaper really helpful, because there's still 26,000 readers on Union on their online calendar, and you can add your events there.
Another reason to call the Union is thank them. So let's see, have we covered all of our things? I think we have. If you have not paid your $5 donation, we really appreciate that. And if you have not put your business card in the other basket, you want to, because I hear there's wine involved. So just to get you excited. So Doug, are you ready? You look like you guys are still scratching your head.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out this thing.
Okay, while they're still figuring out their thing, I'll tell you the little bit I know about Doug. He's really an entrepreneur all over the place. He just doesn't stop. His background is strong editorial. He's a writer, he's a photographer, he's a content guy. He does videos for people whose books are coming out. He knows a lot of things that we're going to learn about, and not about Dell.
No. All right.
We don't care about Dell. We care about how to make a Google Hangout. Has anyone done that? Aha, wonderful. Has anyone participated in one? And how, I'm curious how you find out which ones you want to participate in.
Invitation.
Invitation, okay? And you have to be on Gmail for that. Is that right? This is a question
Yeah,
I
I
have.
think so.
If you need it.
I do have Gmail, but that's not my primary email.
But I think that's how you get on there.
Email, so people that I'm following are using Hangouts now, and so they'll say, hey, come, we're having a Hangout, and then they'll provide a link,
Okay,
just
Okay.
direct email.
so there's many ways to do it, because I'm kind of like still in the dark ages. I thought you had to have like a Gmail account, and that lowers the numbers of people that could come see it, but I'm incorrect, so that's good.
What's Doug's last name? What's
Greene,
his company?
Greene. And he's going to tell you what his website is. So we're going to talk about how to use Hangouts and Google's, and Google Hangouts and YouTube to better your business. And so Doug, he has been working very hard to get all his accoutrements set up. So here we go.
I don't know why the screen's not working, but we can. I think we'll make it work one way or another. We've at least got the PowerPoint going. Anyway, hi. My name's Doug Greene, and this is my first presentation in front of a group solo. So I hope you'll cut me some slack today. But my goal today is to show you how to use Hangouts and Google's Hangouts and YouTube to create marketing videos with their fast, free, simple tools. And time allowing, here's what I want to take you through. Why do video marketing, about content, or teach marketing, which is really sort of it's not a totally new paradigm, but it's where the web is going in terms of finding prospects. The types of videos to make, a formula I really like called the HASRA formula for basic scripting format, equipment that I like, how to use Hangouts to create a video, assuming we can get all this to work, we'll do one, and then how to edit and optimize your video. Now, I'm going to make this PowerPoint available for a download, so you don't have to take notes. And I'll also have links to the equipment and other things like that. So, moving on, who am I? I have a media background. I studied photojournalism at San Jose State. And then, just by chance, literally the flip of a coin, I ended up in Sun Valley, Idaho for almost 25 years. And while I was there, I worked as a writer, photographer, editor, and photo editor. But this was my home for, I love this place. And among other things, I was the editor at Sun Valley magazine. I was also the photo editor at a local paper, and I did a lot of freelance work, and it appeared in Skiing Outside, Backpacker, New York Times, LA Times. I got into adventure photography and writing. It's kind of what you do when you live in a ski town. So I went on ski mountaineering expeditions, really got into whitewater kayaking, rock climbing, cross-country skiing, all that kind of fun stuff. And then I ended up working I had a kayaking accident. I broke my foot. This was back when AOL had their discs, little discs. And I saw the internet for the first time. And I was hooked within an hour. It's like, oh my God, this is the way information is supposed to be. And so within about 2 hours, I knew I was going to quit everything I was doing there and move to Silicon Valley. So I leased out my house, got out of the relationship I was in, moved out to Silicon Valley. And I ended up going through 6 startups. I worked as a webmaster, information architect, content developer. The last gig I actually had was working at Cisco Systems. And then the boom went bust, and I did my big sabbatical. And in that time, I spent Oh, I spent a month at a monastery. I went sailing with this friend of mine from Santa Cruz. He bought a sailboat over there. I did some motorcycle adventures in Nepal and Laos, which really I loved. Went on a kayak trip where we kayaked 10 kilometers underground. Went up to Everest Base Camp. Then I was over there 8 months, got pneumonia, ended up coming back. And I was here for a couple of years, and then I started having vision problems. And that's when I learned I had glaucoma. Now, if you could see normally, these would be clear. This is what I see. If you can imagine having some sunglasses painted like that. I'm almost completely blind in my right eye, and I've lost half in my left. And I went into some dark places that I wouldn't wish for anybody. I didn't know if I was going to go completely blind. I still don't. But I found a great doc, kind of got through the dark part, and I came out the other side. I wrote a book about it called From Grief to Grace. It won the Transformational Author Writing Contest. And then I had to learn how to sell this thing. So I did a video book trailer for it. And that's what got me into video. And from there, that led on to researching and doing more web videos. And now I do video book trailers. I've been learning about Google Hangouts, explainer videos, and things like that. So, I'm trying to have a little humor here. This brings us to YouTube. Why make YouTube videos? And you've probably seen these stats before, so I'm going to kind of blaze through them. But YouTube is actually the second most popular search engine on the web, and it's owned by the number one, which is Google. It has 1 billion unique visitors every month. And think about that. That's 1 out of every 6 people on the planet, if that's truly unique people. With proper optimization, video content increases your chances of showing up on the Google's front page by, that's 5,300%, 53 times. So if video makes Google happy, it should inspire you to get into video. That's kind of the bottom line of all of this. The challenges of video, it can be confusing because it can be overwhelming. There's a lot of different ways you can go. What gear should you get? Is it just for techies who are really good at all that stuff? Yada, yada, yada. The main thing I want to try to inspire you here is to keep it simple. Start at the beginning. And then, once you get in, you start learning more. It's just like anything, right? You learn to bike on the training wheels, and then you get off the training wheels, and the next thing you know, you're mountain biking down steep terrain, right? So the KISS formula: keep it simple and stupid, sweet and simple, short and simple. There's a 3-step plan. 3 steps that I would say to use when doing video. Plan, know why you're making the video. Number 1. Number 2, produce it using free tools that Google provides, and then repeat, post and repeat. And you're going to make mistakes, so don't be afraid to do that. So planning, why are you making the video? And you really want to focus on the number 1 reason. Is it for list building? What do you want it to do for you? What do you want people to do after they watch the video? And what could viewers do after watching your video? What action do you want them to take? I would say the reason I'm putting them up is I want to build a list. The list is your goal. So what can you do to your videos to get people to sign up? The other things you can do is have them like your YouTube channel, share the video, find out more about a class you're teaching. You can use it for branding. But I really want to inspire you to think about creating videos that people will do something afterwards. So that brings us to content or teach marketing. And basically, if you have some sort of service that you're doing, people have problems and they come to you for solutions, right? So you want to create videos. The whole concept behind teach marketing is that you create content that people will come to solve one of their problems. They're kind of giving to get. It helps establish your credibility, it brands you as an expert in your field, and it enables you to begin a relationship with prospects and hopefully turn them into future customers if they're a good fit for you. So if you're an accountant, you might give accounting tricks. If If you're a coach, you might have some coaching tips that are along your lines. These are the most popular video types: how-tos, reviews, and top 10 lists. So think about those, especially how-tos. Other things to consider: keep it simple, one topic per video, keep it short, 90 seconds to 3 minutes. I've actually been hearing that 2 minutes is really what to aim for now. It's a very ADHD society we're in. And, 3 minutes is, unless you really got something that people want to listen to, keep it down to 2, if you can. And it takes time to get, the art of making something really simple can be especially challenging. I think Mark Twain says something along the lines of, I didn't have the time to make it shorter. So this is where the HASRA template comes in. This is a formula that I think will help you create videos more quickly and that people will act on. So the first thing in this template is the hook, which is your title. The next thing you want is the agitation, solve, recap or remind, and action. And I'll go through each of these real quickly. So you want to hook them with a good headline. And a good format for this is how to do something to get a benefit. So something like how to use Google's tools to create marketing videos. There's a feature and there's a benefit. How to do this to get that. People are in it for themselves, right? So tell them how to do something to get something. Allison, you made it. That's my partner, great. The next thing you want to do, once you've got this headline, is you want to agitate it, because we actually don't make decisions based on how we think. We do it on how we feel. The brain sort of comes along like the caboose, and once you've actually made a gut choice, the brain will come up and say, yeah, I think you should do it because da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, it's just kind of like backing up the story or creating a story based on how you actually feel. So the way you can do this is agitate the problem. So, videos are complicated, right? It can be expensive. You don't know where to start. So I want to stir you up into overwhelm. Like, what do you do with all these gadgets and toys and so when you feel that, then you offer the solution. And we're actually twice as motivated by pain avoidance as we are to get pleasure. So the next thing you want to do is solve the problem. And I would say if you can do it right, try to get this agitation piece over within 30 seconds. You've got 10 seconds to do the intro. You got 20 seconds to agitate them. And then you solve the problem. You actually give them a solution. Keep it simple. One problem, one video. Don't try to make it a novel. You're just talking almost somewhere between a billboard and a novelette. And then this is a little extra step that I like to remind them of where they were before and where they are after. So before you knew these tools, for example, before you knew the HASRA formula, it's like, where do you go with the video, right? There's so many different ways. Well, now that you have this formula, it can be a lot easier and save you time. And then finally, act. Take action. And I would say the best action is to get them to sign up on your list. So next, I want to cover equipment. Equipment makes a difference. In my experience, you want to get the best you can. My experience is that PCs have lousy cameras. Macs seem to be pretty good. I don't know why they do them so much better. But I would still recommend getting good gear, and it's not very expensive. Here's the camera I recommend. It's the Logitech C920. It's actually, one of the cool things about it is, you can see it actually has a tripod now. So not only can I set it on top of I actually like to use 2 monitors. It just makes video a lot easier, so you can kind of be doing your video here and have your notes here. And my second monitor is bigger, so it puts my camera right at eye level. Having an external camera like this enables you to do that. Great camera. Autofocus, Zeiss lens, H.264 processing, which means that it actually processes a lot of the signal before it even gets into the computer, so it frees up your computer to do other things, like process all the video stuff that's going on. For a microphone, this is the Blue Yeti. Great microphone. It's got a mute button on it. It's got a gain control. It sounds great. It's big. It's heavy. It looks like R2-D2. It's got 4 audio patterns. But there's another really cool choice, and that is this. This is a full-on USB mic that really sounds good. And you clip this on the side of your monitor, on top. So this would be, if you, I actually have both. I use this when I travel, I use this at home. So, and I have links again for all of these on the follow-up materials. Oops, wrong gizmo. And then lighting is important. And here's one I just found out about that I really like. It provides nice, soft, even lighting. And this was $32. And that includes everything. That includes a light stand, umbrella, the softbox, and the light bulb that comes into it. Incredible deal. It's got a 4.5. You know, there's a reason why it costs $32, but it's not a $2,000 light. But it does the trick. So I would encourage you to get good lighting. So for about $200, $225, you can get a great webcam, a great mic, and good lighting.
I have a question about the lighting.
Okay?
Oh, you're probably getting into it, like where to put the light and all that?
Yeah. I'll try to get into that as much as I can. I have a lot to cover. I'm trying to blaze through it. But basically, you want the lighting to be right in front of you. The worst thing you can do is have a window behind you or lighting behind you, a silhouette, and you'll just look, you know, it won't look good. You want the light in front of you. The northern light, looking at a window, like if I could set up a desk looking towards that with ambient lighting coming in from the outside, that can be great. You can use pole lamps, shine the light at you. This camera will actually sort of adjust for color, temperatures, and things like that. But if you have the space to be able to put a light like this in front of you, it really makes a difference. And there's a panel light also that's on the website, the links that will actually sit right above this, and if you have a wall in front of you, it looks great. It's $130, but it's really good. A few quick tech tips: put the camera at eye level, so you're not looking down at people. You really want that eye-to-eye look. Look into the camera, not at the screen. So you're actually looking in people's eyes. Have the mic closed, 12 to 14 inches is really good. Light in front of you. Keep the background simple. I like to just have a plain background, but if you are going to have a background behind you, make sure it's not your, you know, unmade bed or the kitchen mess. You see that a lot. But, you know, even better, make it applicable to what you do. If you're a lawyer, maybe you got the law books behind you. If you're a shrink, you got all the certificates. If you're an author, you could have the, you know, your book poster or something behind it. So next, production. Are there any quick questions? And am I going too fast?
No,
Okay, it's
perfect.
okay, good. Practice going over your script. I like making just a simple outline and then break it into sections using the HASRA formula. Use bullets. Create signs for each one. I hope I brought my signs. I know I do it. Yes. So what I like to do, since this is kind of like guerrilla video marketing, right? We're not using any tools where we're going to drop in slides and dissolve them. So we're actually going to hold these up in front of the camera. So what I do is I use PowerPoint, and I'll make my key points, and I'll print them on both sides. And then I can just go through these as I do the video. One infopreneur I know named Alex Mondosian actually makes hand-pointed signs, or hand-printed. And if you've got good handwriting, it'd actually be kind of nice because they're kind of visceral, and there's sort of that more humanness than, you know, computer-generated print.
Her nails look really nice too.
That's
a good point.
So in here, I've got a whole section on how to do a Hangout. And this will be in the PowerPoint, but my hope is that I can take you through this. And if we can get this to work right, we'll do one right now. So any questions while we try to get this part going?
Are we on video of yours?
Are we what?
Are we on your videos? over there? Not yet.
Not yet. I don't know why I think it's checked.
Doug, while you're doing that, can I ask a question?
Sure.
A small, we'll call it a digital camera like you've got there versus a camera that takes digital videos and then transferring. Why would you pick one over the other?
You can, you need to get a live feed into your, okay, this is gonna be on this one. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't see that on my screen, so.
What's gonna happen to the wall?
Anybody have a duct tape?
Yeah. Gorilla tape. It's better than duct tape. I'm saying that there's not a mistake that man can make that can't be fixed with duct tape. One of my favorite things. All right, so here's how we're going to start. I think I'll just have to try this. You go to, if you're in your Gmail account, once you're logged in, what you do to start a Hangout is you go to your G Plus account by clicking on that. Okay, so now the next thing you do is come over to this drop down here, and you come down to Hangouts, and that'll load up this page. And now what we want to do is a Hangout on air. Click on that. And then we want to click Start a Hangout. And you have to give this a title. So we'll just call this NCO test.
Is this in the slides too, or should we write notes?
Hmm?
Should we write notes on this, or is it in the slides too?
This is in the slides, and I'm actually going to create some videos. I actually have some videos that will show you how to do this. Now, one of the things I like to do is keep it private. So I will, right now, if I were to start this, it would go to the whole world. I want to click off public, and then I just, you've got to give it some name. It won't do it blank. So I just type in my own name. And then I click on me. And then I click Start. And now what this does is create an events page. And if you wanted to actually promote this event and do it in the future, you could actually have clicked a different time. I click Start It Now, which I could come in and I could put a banner up here and do all these other things. But for this approach, we just want to go straight into starting. To actually start the Hangout, you come down here to this, looks like a video box, you click Start. And now we are starting. Oh, what is it doing?
Allow the web.
Jesus.
They changed as of yesterday.
So they're always changing things. I don't want to invite any guests, so we're going to click Skip. Is that mine or is that?
Somebody's reading that.
We love our phones. So, here we are. The Hangout is actually started, and we can actually start the broadcast by clicking down here. But up here, there's a few important buttons. And this one lets me select the camera I want to use. It says I'm using the Logitech C920. I want to use the Blue Yeti microphone, and then use my regular speakers, and hit save. So why aren't, oh, I am showing up.
Nice smile.
So, am I?
Yeah.
You're all on.
It's going to be a little crooked, folks, but so, and then I can come in with my controls, and I'm not even going to get complicated on this. You can zoom in if you want. So now I have all my cards lined up, right? And as you can see, this, when I click, so right now we're in what you could think of as being like the green, it's called the green room, but in the TV model. This would be like being in the TV studio, but the signal's not going out yet. It's kind of like pre-broadcast. So this is where we get all our lighting right, you know, and get your script all practiced, and you're ready to go. And then once you're actually ready to go live, you will click the start broadcast button, and two things happen. One is that it actually sends this out live on a YouTube channel. You can actually click down on here and get a link and paste that out and send it to people, and they can watch this with about a 30-second delay once you click start broadcast. The other thing it's doing is recording this, and it's saving it, and then once it processes it, it will put it up on YouTube as a video, and then you can go back and do things to it. So it's kind of like, you're going to have to do this in one take. You can't start, stop, pause, and all of that. So you kind of want to get your flow down. You can clip the ends using Google's tools. So I went in and I checked on my things up here, right? So I made sure I got my audio source right and my microphone right. And once I've got all that, I will click start. And I will go through my HASRA formulas. Now we're going to do a video. Click start. It's going to be a little rough, folks, but I think it's going to work. All right. My name's Doug with Doug Greene Media, and I'm at the NCO meeting talking about the HASRA formula. And you can use the HASRA formula to quickly script YouTube videos.
It's backwards.
Oh, no, that's okay. What's going on is, this is actually recording. It'll look backwards on your screen, but that's okay, because it'll actually be right side up. There is a little button you can click to change it. We're going to go through this now. Actually, let's go ahead and change it. What you can do...
You can flip it?
Yeah, you can go to this little box right here that says Hangout Toolbox. Click on lower thirds, and I can click this, and I'll see. So this will actually put up a little thing. You can actually use this too, and I'll maybe do a separate video on this. I click this little thing, and it reverses. Okay. Now, and this is kind of cool because it lets you have this with this lower third. You now have this. Where was this toolbox? Right here. Okay, so with the lower third going on, you can actually have your website name and website on there for the whole duration. So let's say we just started again, okay? Hi, my name is Doug with Doug Greene Media, and I'd like to talk with you today about the HASRA formula to quickly script YouTube videos. It's a 5-step system for making videos that people will act on quickly. So what does HASRA stand for? It stands for hook, agitate, solve, recap or repeat, and act. And the first thing you want to do is hook them with a headline. So you're linking an action with a benefit. You do this thing to get this benefit. And you can use this formula to script videos quickly and save a lot of time. So let's talk about, so once you've hooked them in with the headline, the next thing you want to do is agitate. Make them feel that pain, so this becomes an emotional issue for you. Because we're twice as motivated to avoid pain as we are to gain pleasure. And we also actually make decisions based on how we feel about something, not how we think about it, even though our brain would like to let us think otherwise. The next thing you want to do is, now that you've introduced the problem and made them feel it, you want to solve the problem. And this is where you show them the solution, and you use content or teach marketing to do this. And this is a paradigm of giving to get, and it's really where the internet is at this point. And if you actually offer a solution that people can use, then you're building your own credibility, you're building rapport, you're building a brand, and you hopefully become a trusted source. The next thing you want to do is recap and remind them of this. So, for example, with the HASRA formula, now you can use the HASRA formula to quickly solve, to quickly script videos and save a lot of time and consistently create videos that people will watch and act on. And that brings us to the 5th step, the A, to act. You want them to do something at the end. Personally, I think the most important thing you can build their list. But you can also have them like your video, like your channel, share the video, things like that. So that's it. And for more information, go to DougsFreeVideoTips.com and sign up for videos that can help you with this and other solutions. And then I come to stop broadcast. And at this point, it's now saving it. And I can click leave call. Hangout is over. And we just did a Google Hangout. A little rough. You see, if you do this a few times, you can really get it polished down. And the next thing you can do, actually, I may be able to do this. Because I did some slides to spoil this. All right. My name's Doug with Doug Greene Media, and I'm at the NCO meeting talking about the HASRA formula. And you can use the HASRA formula to put this through YouTube videos. It's a oh, no, that's okay. What's going on is, this is actually, so that's that.
So once it's saved and recorded, you said it won't be 30 seconds behind anymore. Like when we were watching you record it, the audio was off, but once we watch the recording, it will be.
The audio, that is one of the challenges with Hangouts. Depending on how fast your connection is and how good your computer is, there may be a little bit of sync issues. Kind of comes with the territory. So the workaround is maybe to use Skype and record that, or get some better software and just record directly into something like Camtasia or ScreenFlow or other software like that. I happen to really like Camtasia on the PC. It's a $300 program, but you can do screen capture, great edits.
How do you spell that?
Camtasia, C-A-M-T-A-S-I-A.
There's a free version.
There's Jing and there's...
Cam Studio?
Okay, I don't know about those. So here's the slides that will take you through doing a Hangout. So editing and optimizing. We'll cover editing, trimming the beginning and end of your video. So once you go to your YouTube channel, you can click this box, that'll take you to the YouTube icon. You click on My Channel over here, and then you click on Video Manager, and then you click on Edit, and then you click on Enhancements, and then you click on Trim. And that'll take you to this, and you can actually pull these curtains right here to cut off the beginning and end. So you can actually build in a little bit of delay, kind of get yourself ready, get your signs up, whatever you want to do. And then once you're done with that, you click on Done, and you've completed your edits, and there might be a Save button. But that's how you can trim your video on YouTube. Now, as far as optimizing your videos, you've got your description, your title, description, and tags. And whoops. So on your title, I think you can put up to 100 characters, but it's the first 66 that really matter. So you want to try to keep your title down to 66 characters, and you want to use your keywords, make it like a headline so people can be inspired to watch it. If you're looking for headline ideas, a great thing to do is actually look at those, the rag magazines out there, the grocery stores like National Enquirer and all that, because they make headlines to make people grab those things and buy them. So that's actually a great place to get headline ideas. And you'll see a lot of top 10s, how-tos, and things like that. Your description, almost 5,000 characters. First sentence or two appears in the search results, so you really want to make it a lead-in to get people inspired to come watch it. Learn how to do this, or how to do, really stress the benefits of watching the video. But then also include your keywords in there, make it, and actually say, use as much as you want. Go for all 5,000 characters. And then down here are your tags. And this is where you put Hangouts on air, HOA, whatever your keywords are for your expertise. And they say go for 7 to 10. Main thing is think of words as somebody searching for your video to use. And here's just some more information that will be on the PowerPoint. And then finally, this is where you can get some more, this is the follow-up list. So write this down. If you go to this address, you will see an opt-in box, and when you put in your first name and email address, you will get an email back that says, yes, I want to get this, you have to do this double confirmation thing now. And then that will take you to the page where you can download the PowerPoint, get links to the equipment, and I'm also going to be putting a course together on this. And I'm probably going to charge ultimately $197 for it, but I'm going to have a really steep discount at the beginning, like in the $47 range. And it will probably be three classes over the course of a month, and then a follow-up coaching session, group coaching. So if you're interested in that, go here, and you can get on that wait up list. So, yes.
Does Google allow you on the Hangouts to transcribe all your verbal content? Because I know you can put
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, you can use the description you set up to about 500 words. That's like almost like a small blog post.
Yeah.
But I've seen where people have maybe 30-minute videos and all of it is transcribed. The content is also transcribed for
Yeah.
optimization. Do you know if if the Hangouts allow you to do that?
Well, it ends up being a YouTube post, so does YouTube allow you to do that? I don't know. I mean, my understanding is that 5,000 characters is it. You could put it on a blog post. And, you could even, in fact, that would be a good way to go. You could say, if you want to read the whole transcription, you go to my website and see it there. The nice thing about that is you're getting them to come to your site, because the whole idea is to be to get them on your list.
Right.
So whatever you can do to move them away from there.
Right, no, but I've seen where people keep putting the content, their verbal content, in transcribed form for higher optimization, for higher content.
Yeah, all I know is you can do the 5,000 characters. It's a good question. I'll look into it.
I have another question.
Okay. Okay.
So, for,
Also, I want to ask, how much time do we have?
You can go for at least till 10 after 12. You have plenty of time.
Oh, okay. Wow.
20 minutes.
Wow.
Your online course, is
Yes.
is it an online course or a live course?
It will be both. It will be done virtually.
Okay.
And I've actually put together most of this so it can be done. It's just the courses you do in your own time. I may do it as a series of webinars, present it, but we'll see. I will have follow-up coaching calls though. And we'll do it as a hangout actually.
I've got one more question.
All
So,
right, last one.
camera that you're using, if we're doing videos inside a studio with the green room, do you have a recommendation for a high definition camera? Not something to click on your.
You can certainly use that. You can use cameras like the Canon.
That one doesn't work very well for green screen. It's a little grainy for green screen.
Okay, well this does HD. Number one, I would say have a really good reason for using green screens because it takes a lot of resources to make that work. You really, I've done green screen with this and on a Hangout, and it just chokes the system. And this is a workstation. This is a powerful computer. It looks like a desktop workstation, and it choked it. Because Hangouts need a lot of bandwidth. You should actually plug in, instead of using Wi-Fi, use a cable connection. So I would just say, if you got to use green screen, good luck.
For those don't know what's green screen, what does that mean?
That's where, like in a studio, you see the weatherman, right? He's just got a green screen behind him, and they're putting a. They did remember the movie Avatar? That was all done with just green screens, and then they added the special effects afterwards. It's the same thing.
So what's the minimum speed we need to have in order to have a live broadcast upload?
Good question. One
Like
thing.
20, 25?
I don't know. You can actually, within the Hangout, one of the buttons on top is actually a bandwidth one. If you have low bandwidth, you can slide it over. But just think this: the more the better.
Of course.
Yes.
How would you apply the steps that you talked about if you're in a business-to-business setting?
It would depend on the audience, what their needs are. I still
Really
think.
technical, I can imagine.
So I would still come back. One of the great how-to things is, or actually top 10 questions. What are the top 10 questions people do ask you about your expertise? And then the other one is the top 10 questions that they should ask you about what you do. And then you can actually create 20 videos based on that. And one of your calls to action at the end of each of those videos would be, if you want to see all 20 of them, go to www.signup-to-get-on-my-list-and-see-videos.com, and then you can use an autoresponder series and then take them through those videos that you have protected on your website or hidden anywhere else. So that way you're making 20 videos that are out there pulling people in, and it also becomes what's called an ethical bribe to get people to sign up on your list and learn more. Does that answer? Yes?
So I make videos, but not for Hangouts, and I use a Kodak Z18. It's like a flip.
ZIA, yeah.
And I'm just wondering, can it do live or
No.
no?
No.
Have to use webcam.
Not a big deal. I mean, the nice thing about Hangouts is it enables you to create videos on the fly. It's free. Does it have its weaknesses? Yes. It needs a lot of bandwidth. There's going to be some audio sync issues unless you really got everything working right. I think people are willing to forgive that if you're providing information they can truly use. It's kind of just state of the art at this point, and it can be better. But the way to go with the ZI8 is you could plan all this out. You could do the same sort of presentation, and then you could put it in and edit it in the software. You could put a title, an intro in front of it. Yeah, iMovie's a great program.
Well, I guess I'm just curious because, like, when I think of Hangouts, I think of actually having a meeting, with 10 people, kind of like a teaching thing.
Right.
I also don't know what the limits are. Like, I heard at one point you could only have 10 people on a Hangout.
Yeah, so there's two parts to that. So one thing I want to say is you can use Hangouts in so many different ways. I'm just using it as a way to create video. You can also do coaching sessions on it. You can have a maximum of 10 people in what you might call that green room or the production studio. But then you can broadcast that out to the world. So it'd be like we've got our TV studio here, right? We've got 10 of us lined up as a panel. The camera's moving around or whatever, and it's recording us. But then that signal is going out through YouTube, and if people have that link, then you could send that to your list, and they could be watching it live, or they can come back and watch it later because it's being recorded.
So it's like the first 10 of you get to be online, and everybody else who signs up after that.
So I've been on coaching sessions where there's more. You can put the link out on the startup page, and people can rotate out. People can ask their questions, and then they drop off, and then there's room for somebody else to come in. It's sort of a replacement for GoToWebinar, but it's not at that level yet. I'm sure Google's working on it. I would not want to own stock in GoToWebinar right now. More questions?
Yeah, so we do lots of live concerts. So if I would like to utilize this to broadcast, do you know, like, how many people can watch it? Like 500 people without clogging up the line or crash the line?
They won't crash the line. I mean, what we just did here was going out live. It wouldn't have mattered if there was 5 people or 5 million people watching it. Because it's all being, it's out there. It's away from your separate bandwidth. Be a great problem to have. Try to cross the internet with your Hangout. Yes?
Is there a balance between doing this ourselves and hiring professional team?
Geez, if you got the money, go for it.
Hire good.
It really depends on who your audience is, what you want to accomplish. You can certainly hire somebody to help you kind of get set up. I'm working with a client in the Bay Area right now to help them kind of get basic setup, and then once they sort of got the infrastructure in place, and hopefully they can crank them out, and then I might just come in and do some quick editing and put an intro and outro on it, maybe drop in some slides along the way. So it really depends on what you're wanting to accomplish. I think people will, maybe it's different in business to business, but for consultants, coaches, authors, and people like that, I think that people will put up with a little bit of sort of a, it doesn't look like slick production. In fact, it almost has an appeal to it. It's more like it's real and too slick. But it depends. Who's your audience?
My audience?
Yeah.
I'm sort of in the same field you are, as offering, I'm a voiceover actor, so I'm offering professional video type help. So I'm trying to see if there's a market for going professional or doing everything yourself.
Interesting.
Good
Yeah. Good
Thank you.
questions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of times it's like in the actual course or teaching that you're offering, it's okay to not be super pro, but like on that big long sales page where it's got the video right at the top and it's like buy my course, that's where people go slick pro. That's what I've found.
Yeah, and that, for that I actually I have an HD, like a webcam. I'm probably gonna get one of those. One way, somebody asked the question about how can you bring in something a little bit more upscale than this. So there are some cameras that actually have what's called live, you might know, Jim, the camera actually has the ability for you to see what the camera sees live. I know that the Canon DSLRs have that, the Nikons have that. And then you can use a program like AltCam and SparkoCam to bring that signal in, and then it becomes a signal just like that camera has. And then you can use that for your broadcast. So if you were running through that through a powerful computer, you had your green screen behind you, you would take care of all of that, you could probably do it that way. At that point, unless you're really wanting to do a lot, I would say you probably want to take it into post-processing and do it all there. Like Camtasia has the ability to take out a green block and then drop in something behind it. SparkoCam is really good. Any more questions?
So
Yes.
you said one of the most important things you want to do is get people on your list.
Yes.
Which list are you talking about?
So, I'm talking about autoresponders.
Okay.
So you got like Aweber, Infusionsoft, Entreport, GetResponse are the good ones, and then there's Constant Contact and
MailChimp.
That's good.
those guys. I really recommend GetResponse and Aweber the most. There are some limitations with MailChimp especially, I think, in terms of doing affiliate marketing. They really don't like that. If you're more upper end, Infusionsoft and Entreport are really good. Entreport used to be Office Autopilot. I like Aweber. It's sort of the one that's been around the longest. GetResponse has the ability to move people from one list to another more easily. But basically what it is you write a series of emails beforehand, right? So you go to a page and you put in your first name and email address and you add, yes, I want to get more information. That's called a landing page. And then what happens is that information is taken to Aweber, and then it sends an email out that says, are you sure you want to get on this list? Because companies want double opt-ins now, so they can, because if people report spam, they need that virtual trail to make sure that it's, you forgot you got on a list, right? And then next time an email comes from you when you said you wanted it, and you say, no, this is the spam, it goes up to the people, the spam police, and Weber says, well, look, she opted in twice. I mean, she really wanted to get on this list. But if they didn't have that, it hits my credibility, and my deliverability may go down. So anyway, you get on that list, you say, yes, I want it, and so then it directs you to the page where you get whatever I said you could get, like the resources here. And then I might have, in some cases, like let's say you did the 20 questions, right? You could have 20 different emails going out one day at a time, taking them to one video, one video, one video. And in marketing, they say you want to have 7 points of contact, 7 touch points before you're really branded in their brain. So that's 7 points of contact plus, well, it's 20 points of contact. And you're building your credibility each time, and you're building sort of mind share with those people. And it's all done automatically. Once you've written all your emails out and set everything up, it's basically on autopilot. You drive traffic to that URL, they sign up, and whenever they sign up, that series starts. And then let's say I announce a class, I can hit that list and say, okay, you've expressed interest in Hangouts, and now I'm going to do a class on Hangouts, how to use them for business, and do you have any special needs? We can build that into the course. And so that's my list. And yeah, really want to start thinking about your list, especially if you have a service that you can offer in a number of different ways. More questions? We have time for maybe, looks like 3 to 5 more minutes. Alex?
I'm curious, I've never used a YouTube that was created in a Hangout and posted. Is there any way of downloading that and using that content and editing it?
Yeah, there's a number of different ways. Actually,
We normally use a regular camera, but if it were really good Hangout and wanted to repurpose the content.
yeah. So what you can do, let's see if I go to my YouTube channel. YouTube. I swear they hide things so well. Channel. Okay, and then this brings up Video Manager. And now from here, you can go get to download MP4. So that's one way you can download it.
Where is it?
I'll show you another easier way. So basically what you want to do is get to Video Manager, right? Navigate your way to there. And once you're on Video Manager, then you see all your videos listed. You click on this Edit button, and down here it says Download MP4. If I were to click on that, it'll let me save this MP4 wherever I want. And that would be your video. Another way that I found is a little easier, and it'll let you load do anybody's.
You can download anybody's, is it?
Yeah, not that way. Clip converter. This is called clip converter.cc. And all you do is enter the URL of the video you want to download. Let's say, pick this one. I just copy this URL. Doesn't matter if it's mine or somebody else's.
Greene Media, and I want to talk with you today about the
Yeah. And then you go into here. Control V. And I want MP4. Continue. And now it'll give me the option of how I want to download it. I want the highest quality, blah, blah, blah. Click start, and it will convert it. So that's how you can download anybody's. And then you can take it into something like Camtasia or iMovie or Sony Vegas.
So if it's public, do you have something, somebody else's stuff, like I want to take a clip from like Bob Newhart's show and put it in as a joke, I can do that?
If it's on YouTube, I don't know.
If it's on YouTube.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll do it from other sources or not.
No, that's fine, I just want to make sure I don't get like a slap for copyright infringement.
Well, you might, but it will download. Copyright's a separate issue.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering, like,
I would be really careful.
videos and they do little clips from, to kind of make it more
Yeah.
entertaining and stuff.
I'd be really cautious.
Yeah.
You do it and let us know, okay? You can record it next week.
Yes.
So the video we upload to YouTube, they kind of diluted the quality, so.
It'll make it 1280, 720. You want to use that 16:9 format. on your HDs. You know, a lot of people used to do the 4x3 format, you know, now everything's widescreen, and I really would inspire you to get away from 4x3 if you're still doing that. Go to 16:9, 1280, 720. Yes, every time a video something happens to it, you know, it gets degraded a little bit.
Now the other side, Vimeo video.
Vimeo?
Yeah, I think they keep the size, isn't it?
Well, Google, YouTube keeps the size.
Keep the
Yeah, I make my videos 1280, 720. That camera does 1280, so it might even be bigger. I know it does 1280, 720. I edit it at 1280 by 720 in Camtasia. It sends it up at 1280 by 720. So,
because I have a lot of requests, band member would like to have the raw material, so I can just tell them, hey, we can download from YouTube the same.
yeah, and another nice thing about YouTube is if you have WordPress, you can get plugins that will let you put in a video player on a page, so for your posts. So actually, a great way to go is you create your video, get it up on YouTube, and then if you want to put it on your website, you just get one of these plugins.
You actually don't need a plugin, you can just do an iTunes code.
Okay, there you go. I happen to use a thing called Optimized Press, which has the player built in for YouTube, and that's a really good theme for marketing.
I found out they just did a new plugin for it, so you can use it as a plugin only now. It used to just be a theme, and it's so exciting. Now you can just get it as a plugin and use your existing theme.
Oh, Optimized Press, yeah.
Yeah.
Any more questions related to lists, video? Got you covered?
You know, Hangout, Hangout probably wouldn't be very good for me because I'm shooting outside always, you know, and I'm shooting products, and then with video, I don't want them to join my list, I want them to buy the product.
Say again?
I want them to buy the product at the end of my video, not join my list. They don't care about it if they join my list.
So you may need a different kind of video.
Okay. So yeah, Hangout's really not important. It's just a
Well,
YouTube
I would
video.
say that, I mean, the problem with doing a product sale video is people watch it and they're either going to buy it or they're not. And if they don't buy it, you don't have a name.
So you still want them to join your list, even though
Yeah, I would say, get the name first and then try to sell them the product, right? Build up the trust, because you might get a 0.5 conversion rate. You know, 1 out of every 200 people is going to buy the product, but you might get a 15% opt-in rate. Once you've got them on your list, you can always make a sales pitch, and you'll have time to build your cred. You know, the product is this, it does this, and it does this. It will solve this problem for you, that problem, and feel how your life is going to be better if you buy this product. Jeff Walker's product launch formula, he has a 3-video sequence that he does for building trust.
Okay.
So there's all these, you know, I would say, you know, get the name first, and then you can start.
But on the YouTube, get the name first, and you only get your name if they join if they subscribe to your channel.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just encourage that.
You
Yeah.
encourage
Yeah.
them to subscribe to your list. You don't get their name if they subscribe to your channel.
You gotta direct all your blog.
Yeah.
Direct your blog, capture them there. Everything you do with Hangouts and video and all these different things, drive it to your blog, and then leave their email and their name, and then you just love on until they want to drive.
There you go.
I think
And
we're-
Jim's really good at this. I know. He's got tons of people on his list. So I just got the D. So that's it.
Thank you.
If you go to this URL.
While Doug's putting that up there, does everybody have their card in here for our drawing?
I'll take them if you don't have them.
Hey, great
Anyone
first
else?
talk, Doug.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, great job.
Thanks.
Just a reminder too, we have to
So
be
go there.
out of here at 12:30. No ifs, ands, or buts, but we can continue our conversation out here. There's another group that comes in and they want the room vacant. So we can all keep chatting.
All right, so
Affirmation time.
Suzette, if you'd like to come up and tell us a little about DC Solar Electric. DC Solar Electric, again, is our sponsor for today's meetup. Suzette Poole is one of their representatives, and she's going to tell you a little bit about the company, a little commercial, as well as the offering, and then we'll do the drawing.
Thank you, Nation. I'm really glad to be here today. It's, the reason I joined is basically to learn things, and Doug has proven my, my curiosity to be sparked as far as really coming back to this group and continuing to learn more from everybody. Anyway, DC Solar has been in existence for about 15 years. The reason that I'm with DC Solar is basically because I believe in the product. I like to save people money. Prior to being in DC Solar, I was a loan originator, in which case I was able to save people money by lowering their mortgage rates and helping consult with them as far as their future goals for financing. But DC Solar basically is something that I really believe in because of the fact that everybody is getting a high electric bill, especially in the summer. A lot of people try to be frugal, but I was looking at the video and I thought, my gosh, I could just imagine somebody opening their PG&E bill that's $200, $300, $400 a month in the summertime and just really taking off with Doug's presentation there on a YouTube video. And I think that would be really excellent as far as building our reputation as well, because I've never tried video advertising before. But basically, DC Solar is the brainchild of Derek Stevens Electric, and Derek Stevens is the son of Len Stevens, who's a contractor here in Nevada County who builds upscale homes. Of course, that's changed quite a bit as far as the building industry goes, but people are really, really going to solar because they want the savings on their electric bills. And how that basically differs from other solar companies is because we are a general contractor through Len Stevens Construction, and we don't sub out any of our work, so we're able to pass that savings on where we don't need to hire subcontractors on to people like yourselves, residential and commercial businesses that want to go solar and look at the savings not only for now but in the future and protecting themselves against the 3 to 5% electric rates that are going to increase throughout the future years. So I wanted to come out and invite all of you to take some of our brochures, and if you're looking into getting solar, we put on educational workshops. These are ongoing since January, since I've been with DC Solar Electric. And we also participate in a lot of community events to help businesses and homeowners save money. We're going to be having a drawing, and the drawing is from Pilot Peak Winery. The owner of Pilot Peak Winery is Len Stevens of Len Stevens Construction, the father of Derek Stevens, who owns DC Solar Electric. We're going to be raffling off a dinner for two and a bottle of wine, a bottle of fine wine from Pilot Peak Winery. And if you have ever been up to Pilot Peak Winery, how many of you have? Oh, great. It's a really, really pleasant experience. Usually Saturday evenings through September 20th. You'll have music out there and some really good bands and fantastic catered food. It changes on a weekly basis. And of course, a chance to try different wines and enjoy the gorgeous scenery. So, feel free to take some brochures, and if you have any questions about solar.
Okay, you're having fun.
We have everybody anybody's card that wants to be in that drawing? Okay, I'm gonna just give her the card here real quick.
Not yours, Major, give her mine.
All right, so go ahead and pick a winner.
All right.
Move it all around.
Move it all around, okay. Shuffle them around. Okay. I think I've got somebody's here.
Well, whoever wrote, everybody wrote something, it's like, ooh, it might be me. Okay, and our winner is,
Our winner is Dick Metzer.
The very first person who showed up. Way to go, Dick.
All right.
there you go.
There you go. All right.
One more.
One more.
One more. Then you'll have to have a guest and go together.
So thank you, Suzette, for sponsoring NCO this month. We appreciate it. And please take some of the information on DC Solar Electric. It's amazing when your bill goes down, 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 and then you start getting credit. I think it's kind of cool. So
Yes.
there you go.
Please visit our websites, nco.com, NevadaCountyOnline.com, and meet up Nevada County Online. There will be the video at some point, and you know how to download Doug's presentation. The next meeting is August 26th, but I am sorry to tell you I don't know who it is, so you'll have to look and see, or on our Facebook page. And tell your friends about it, and come again. We really enjoy having you, and we thank you so much. And
And they should join Meetup, and that way you will know who the next speaker is going
right,
to be.
if you're not on the meetup group, please go join it.
It's free, join it.
It's easy to do. It's easy to do. And you were telling me something else to remember, and I forgot.
That if you want to go on the website, we have the videos of
All
probably
of them.
a
Well,
year
they're,
or so.
we're slow putting them up, but they're coming. But yes.
But you have the videos you can watch of other presentations, so there might be a topic in there that you're really interested in, and you can watch the video.
So please network for a few minutes, but outside if you would, we really appreciate it. And see you on the 26th. Thank you so much.